Ibrahim Traoré's greatest weakness was his family, and his enemies knew it. His 14-year-old sister, Aminata, disappeared one afternoon while walking home from school in Ouagadougou. Security cameras had been hacked, guards had been drugged, and when Ibrahim finally found her in one of Europe's darkest corners, he realized he wasn't just fighting human traffickers. He was confronting the same system that had exploited Africa for generations. This time, the battle wouldn't be fought only in Burkina Faso, but on the streets of Paris and Amsterdam. The disappearance. At 3:30 p.m., everything was normal. Aminata Traoré had just left Imam Malik Middle School in one of the safest neighborhoods in Ouagadougou. She smiled at her friend Fatima and said, "We have a math exam tomorrow. My brother will help me study, as always." She started her usual 15-minute walk home. The streets were safe, the faces were familiar. But that day, she never made it back. By 4:45 p.m., Ibrahim's mother, Mariam, called him with trembling hands. "She hasn't come home. She's never this late, and she's not answering her phone." President Traoré was in a high-level meeting with the Minister of Defense. When he heard his mother's voice, fear froze him. "Call Mamadou, initiate emergency protocol," he ordered as he stormed out. By 6 p.m., a national search operation was underway. The findings were terrifying. The school's security cameras went offline at exactly 3:25 p.m., reported Chief of Security Mamadou. Every camera on her walking route also went dark at the same time. Coordinated hacking. "And the guards?" Traoré asked coldly. "Two were assigned to follow her from a distance. We found them unconscious, drugged, professional work." Ibrahim knew then this was no random kidnapping. It was a political operation, an attack meant for him. The threat 3 days passed. No ransom demand, no media leaks. Aminata had vanished as if she never existed. Then, at 2:30 a.m. on the fourth night, Traoré's private phone rang. Blocked number. "Yes," he answered, voice tense. "Hello, Ibrahim," said a cold, accented voice in French. "Who are you?" "I'm not important. What matters is keeping your sister alive." "What do you want?" "Very simple. Reverse the gold mine nationalization order. Cancel your uranium deal with China. Stop your little revolution with Africa's resources." "And if I refuse?" "Then your sister will start a new life in Amsterdam, 14 years old, highly in demand." The voice was icy, calculated. Traoré's blood turned to ice. "You have 72 hours. The line went dead. Ibrahim stared at the phone, his hands shaking. For the first time, he felt helpless, but then the fire returned. "No," he whispered. "This time, I'm hunting them." The hunt begins. He called his most trusted people, Chief Mamadou Intelligence Head Konaté and 28-year-old cyber warfare expert Sarah Kamar, trained at MIT. "They think my family is my weakness," he said, his eyes bloodshot. "But they've made the biggest mistake. They didn't just attack my family, they attacked every African family." Sarah had already analyzed the call. The voice was routed through 7 countries via Tor, but the origin was Switzerland. The reference to Amsterdam was intentional, meant to mislead us. Konaté added, "Switzerland, untraceable banking." But we have worse news. In the last 2 years, 73 girls from Burkina Faso disappeared after receiving student visas. Average age, 15.0. Traoré slammed the table. This isn't about Aminata anymore. Going public on the 5th day, the world was shocked. Ibrahim went live on national television. "My sister has been missing for 5 days, and now I know where she is." He didn't speak in code. He didn't use diplomatic language. He made the truth public. "They kidnapped her to pressure me into surrendering Africa's resources. But this is not just an attack on one family. It's an attack on all of Africa's children, and I will make them pay. The hashtag number sign Save Aminata began trending worldwide. Across the continent, a wave of support rose. The operation in Amsterdam. Sarah traced the signal again. The origin is a complex in Amsterdam's Wales district, multiple floors connected underground. We've detected at least 40 to 50 people with thermal imaging. High security, but no one expects Burkina Faso to launch an operation in Europe. Traoré picked up the phone and called Ghana's president Akufo-Addo. "Brother," he said, "you have missing child cases too, don't you? What are you suggesting?" "We're going to Amsterdam, not just for Aminata, for every African child." He made the same calls to the presidents of Mali and Senegal. No one refused. This was no longer just a Burkina Faso issue. Rescue and revelation. On the sixth night, the mission began. 18 Special Forces soldiers from 4 African countries arrived in Amsterdam, posing as tourists. At 3:02 a.m., the operation began. Alpha Team, rear entrance. Bravo Team, side access. Charlie Team, main extraction. First floor clear, 12 girls rescued. Basement cleared, 8 more girls. Charlie Team to center. Aminata found, alive and unharmed. Tears flowed from Traoré's eyes, but it wasn't over. The team also arrested 23 traffickers, and Sarah uncovered documents exposing the international financial and political networks behind the operation, names of banks, corporations, and officials. Aftermath. By morning, headlines exploded. 47 girls rescued, 23 arrested. European trafficking scandal exposed. Ibrahim met Aminata at the airport. She ran into his arms, sobbing. "I was scared, big brother," she whispered, "but I knew you would come." "I will never leave you again," he said, holding her tight. In front of global media, Traoré declared, "I didn't just rescue my sister. I rescued 47 daughters of Africa, and I exposed the system that exploits our continent." The evidence Sarah uncovered triggered international investigations. France and Belgium faced political crises. The Netherlands opened major trafficking cases. Legacy. At the African Union Summit, Traoré announced, "They steal our children because they want to steal our future. No more." 32 nations signed the African Child Protection Pact. Aminata went back to school, but she wasn't the same girl. "I'm not just rescued," she said in an interview. "I'm protected because my brother made all of Africa my family." 6 months later, the Aminata Foundation was launched to fight trafficking and find missing children, supported by 54 African nations. A year later, Traoré spoke at the United Nations. "We are building a world where those who harm our children will be held accountable." Today, Aminata is 16. She dreams of studying math at MIT, and she carries the hopes of a continent. What his enemies thought was his weakness, his love for his sister, became his greatest strength. And that strength changed the fate of an entire continent.